Greetings and welcome back to the gallery once again with me, the curator and host, Robert Cooper. As of the filming of this video, today is the 1st of March in 2023, which means we have just finished with Black History Month. Now, the blessing and the curse of Black History Month is that it provides a plethora of opportunities for Black artists to display their work in a variety of different art exhibits themed around Black History Month. That's a blessing. The curse of that is a lot of times that's the only time that outlets will allow for Black art to be displayed. That has to change. Just like Black history should be taught all year round, Black art should be featured all year round. This year, I took full advantage of Black History Month as my photography is on display at about 5 different exhibits between Hartford, Connecticut, and the capital region of New York. For this episode, I will take you to each one of these different exhibits where you will see my photography as well as photography by the other artists who were in the exhibition along with me. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to interview any of the other photographers, but I did interview several people who were involved in a couple of these exhibits. So without further ado, here are the exhibitions that I was a part of for Black History Month 2023. The first exhibit was held by the Africana Studies at Southern Connecticut State University in New Haven and was titled 7 Lenses Documenting Black Culture. The 7 photographers featured were, of course, myself, Robert Cooper, Lydia Douglas, Katrina Goldburn, Corin Martin, Ebony McKelvey, P.W. Inanga, and Jamel Shabazz, who I interviewed a couple episodes back.
Also do other media. Come close. I will bite you. I'm here.
I'm a journalist and I have my own YouTube series.
And what's your YouTube series about?
My YouTube series is about photography as an art form.
Can you talk louder? Can we turn up the mic at all?
They just gotta get a little closer.
Okay.
There you go.
Yes.
I got my midnight love voice on.
Quiet storm.
But yeah, I have a YouTube series. It's about photography as an art form, and basically, I just saw that there's so many YouTube channels and shows about what camera to buy, and this and the other. And there's nobody talking about the fact that this is what happens after you buy the camera. We create art. So that's what I wanted my series to be about.
So how old were you when you first picked up a camera and you knew that this was your calling?
I started photography when I was about 35, and I did not intend to be a photographer. I intended to be a journalist, and I had to get a camera for a class. And I asked my mother, who's a photographer, and she bought me a camera, and I was intimidated by it. Like, I just wanted something simple. She bought me a camera, and what happened was I never took the class. So I had this camera, and I was like, well, I'll just use this camera when I start writing my articles. The pictures can go along with my articles. And then that happened, but then I started taking more photos and I was doing writing, and now I'm just doing more, just majority photography.
Shonda Holloway, curator.
Siobhan Carter David, co-director of the Africana Studies program.
Professor Siobhan Carter David.
Yes.
Of what department?
History department.
There we go.
Women's and Gender Studies.
Yes, yes.
The purpose of putting this exhibit on is to highlight Black excellence, Black talent, Black life, to inspire the students at this university to learn more about themselves and to consider minoring in the Africana Studies program.
I believe that photography is underrepresented. As a printmaker who incorporates photography in my work, I often want to see more photography. Photographers are not just artists, but they're historians. And there are moments in time that are frozen from a unique perspective. Artists teach people how to see. So when a photographer takes a picture, he or she teaches someone how to see and things that are overlooked, you now have to look at. Basically, there are a lot of photographers whom I follow. And so I follow your work, I follow Jamel Jabaz, Lydia Douglas. I worked with her before, and I knew what her work entails. Piwa Mesa Ngonga and Corinne Martin, they were referred to me by another curator, and I saw the work, and it spoke to the rest of the work, the whole body of work, and it was synergy. Everything just kind of spoke to one another. Okay. Yeah.
I think that art tells a story in ways that words, and as a historian, that's what we do. We produce through words, in ways that words cannot tell. And I think it's important for us to continue documenting that, because anti-Blackness is real, and Blackness is under attack constantly, consistently. We know that, in nuance in different ways. And so we have to keep up with it by making sure that we're keeping our young people informed about who they are and whose they are. And art is one way that we do that, one of the most important ways. So, yeah.
I'd like to add to that and say, you look at what's happening in Florida, there's like constant, erasure. And as an artist and as a curator, we have the right to document our story. We have the right to tell it, and I'm not going to stop telling it. And I feel like it's my duty and to tell the story, because if people are trying to silence you, it's because they know you have something to say. And I'm not going to just kind of like let that slide. That's not what we are to do, because it's a responsibility. So, yes. Don't get me started.
The next exhibit that I was a part of was the Melanin Project Connecticut presents The Chemistry of Melanin, a celebration of Black photography. This exhibit was held at Art Space in Hartford, Connecticut, and it consisted of, I believe, at least 10 photographers, possibly more. Most of the photographers I do not know, but it was great to see new and upcoming Black photographers in Hartford, Connecticut. The photographers that I do know included Captured by Elijah, sorry, but I don't know his last name, Keith Clater, who I've known for a long time, a very great photographer, and of course my good friend Natasha Samuels, and she had a collection of photos from a 9-night held in Jamaica. If you don't know what a 9-night is, I suggest you Google it, look it up, and learn something new.
is Travis Bivens, creative director for the Melanin Project CT, co-creator of Sound of Fashion Week, Connecticut Reaction Fashion Week, and Ashe Vision Fashion Week. For too long, when people talk about Connecticut, especially from out of state, they only think of white people. So we utilized our platforms to collect all the Black creatives as much as possible anyway in the state of Connecticut, do creative works that amplify our narratives for viral purposes online or for publication purposes. Okay, so in the Melanin Project, our first project went out in the middle of mandates and went viral in 27 different countries. And then ever since then, we worked collectively to bring together models that can actually be the voice of Connecticut visually and at the same time have the physical aesthetic that magazines would want. Get published internationally. We got published in Taji magazine, which is an international Afro-artistic magazine. We got the cover of Hartford Current a year and a half ago. It was their first dip into the world of melanin, splash across the artistic cover on the inside. We've been featured in 27 different countries. That was dope. And a performance artist, for lawsuit purposes, I will not say her name, but she stole our aesthetic and put it in the music video. So there's that. Colonizers. Yeah, we've done a lot to educate Black people in Connecticut of the resources that actually exist, all jokes aside. A full range of Black photographers connected and not connected to the Melanin Project frequent our market. So we're doing our best job to make sure Black creatives connect and do worthwhile projects with each other. Well, first of all, power to the people. We are the beginning. We are the original artistic inspiration to multiple nations. Specifically in Connecticut, has built a lot of things off the backs of Black creatives and has not given them a lick of credit. So it's always important to do Blackness justice every second, each day. I actually wake up and celebrate the fact that I'm Black. That means I'm lit every single day, even when I'm doing nothing. So my mindset is just to elevate everything and all things Black. I'm a multi-hyphenated creative myself, so it makes sense for me to intertwine the two to make sure that both are elevated at the same time. My entire network is Black creatives, and I love all my people, so I want to make sure that they're good themselves. So it only makes sense for me to elevate and amplify what it is that they actually do. If they want to follow the Melanin Project, it's Melanin Project CT on Instagram. Follow me personally. I am Travis Bivens on Instagram. You can follow our Fashion Week, Sound of Fashion Week Connecticut, or CT on Instagram, and that works for Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. And then just follow the hashtag Black people, and you can find Black creatives all over the world.
There was an exhibit of Black art, not just photography, but various Black visual arts, held at the Tissane's Euro-Asian Cafe in Hartford, Connecticut. And once again, my good friend Natasha, her photos are right there alongside mine. Another photographer featured in this exhibit, her name is Tiana Correa. I contributed 3 photos to the Black Dimension in Arts exhibit at the Honest Weight Food Co-op in Albany, New York. One of the photos that I had featured in this exhibit was taken in Hartford, Connecticut during the annual Taste of the Caribbean. Another one featured my good friend Shakira Perez. The third photo was a photo that I took when I was in Puerto Rico a couple years ago. Last but definitely not least was one photo that I have in the Critical Art Forum exhibit at the Art Center of the Capital Region. I went down to the Albany Institute of History and Art for their Gordon Parks exhibit that was called I Too Am America. The title of the exhibition comes from the 1926 poem by Langston Hughes, I Too, which captures the mixed emotion of self-assured pride and justified hurt felt by Black children living here in America. The exhibit consisted of 40 photographs of Gordon Parks. They were contributed by the Ulrich Museum of Art at Wichita State University. The primary focus of the photographs of this exhibit were on children, and it highlighted Parks's empathetic and prescient photographs of young people rooted in his own experiences. Gordon Parks is quoted as saying, "I suffered first as a child from discrimination and poverty, so I think it was a natural follow from that I should use my camera to speak for people who are unable to speak for themselves." The exhibition highlighted images from 7 of Gordon Parks' stories that were produced for Life magazine, as well as 2 portfolios created before and after his time with the magazine. Photographs included those of Harlem's Fontanelle family, the Black Muslims, aka the Nation of Islam, and Flavio from Brazil. And they hang near photographs of Ella Watson from 1942 and also Muhammad Ali from 1966. And those are the exhibits that I was a part of for Black History Month 2023. I hope you guys enjoyed the field trip through the different exhibits. One thing I want to stress to each and every last one of you Black photographers and also Black artists, make sure that you are making your presence known in these different art galleries in your town. Make your presence known. Be a part of group exhibits. Try to get yourself solo exhibits. Fight, fight, fight for your right. I know that sounds corny like it's the Beastie Boys, but it's true. Fight for your rights to be a part of these different art spaces. Black art should be celebrated as well as the art of every other person on this earth. But it will not be in these spaces if you guys don't make sure that your presence is felt and that you force and push the door open so that you can be a part of different exhibits. And if they still won't let you be a part of the art community in your area, make your own space. Find a space that you can rent and just do an exhibit of your work or the work of people that you know, and you guys just get together and have a community exhibit. But make sure that you are displaying your work somewhere other than just online. And before I finish, I want to share with you I have created a new zine based on my hip-hop photography. It's called Elements. The reason this zine is called Elements is because it is a photo essay that focuses on the 4 elements of hip-hop, which are MCing, DJing, B-boy, B-girl, and graffiti. This is basically a proof copy. It's finished, however, I need to print it soon because I keep tinkering and tinkering and tinkering with it. And if I keep tinkering with it, it will never come out. So somebody please snatch this out of my hand, because I will be here all year just adding and taking and adding and taking stuff out of the scene. So hopefully somebody in my personal life will do just that. Until the next episode of The Gallery, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, like this video, leave a comment, and also follow me on Instagram at rcooperphotography. Then go to my film page, which is R. Cooper Shoots Film. And while you're at it, go to R. Cooper The Gallery, all on Instagram. Until the next episode, blessed love.